Some of the best trophy fishing in our state is at Payette Lake near McCall. Big lake trout, also known as Mackinaw, can grow up to 30 pounds in the chilly waters of this beautiful mountain lake. It's the perfect spot to spend a summer weekend.
Yeah, it's a great place to come fishing and expect to catch a nice lake trout.
Paul Jansen goes out fishing for lake trout every chance he gets, but today it's a work day. So instead of fishing for the big ones, he's listening for them.
And we've got a fish just over this direction right now. I don't know what number it is yet, it's too far away, but
10 of these big lake trout are swimming around Payette Lake sporting sonar tags. The tags look like this.
well, what I do is just put this ear in here and slowly turn it 360 degrees till I hear a beep. And then I get a direction on it, and I'll take the boat over there so I can get right over top of the fish.
Every 2 to 3 weeks, all year round, Paul comes out here and systematically searches the lake until he locates all 10 of his tagged fish. This way, he can keep track of how much of the lake they cover, and hopefully this fall he'll be able to discover their spawning grounds. Gathering good information is the key to sound management of a great resource.
Here we have a good number of big fish, and we want to maintain that. It's a true trophy fishery.
So how about a look at those big fish?
There's 6 in here.
Oh, good.
That we already netted this morning.
Great.
Just waiting to have a tag put in them.
Another part of Paul's study includes marking the fish with bright red spaghetti tags or reward tags. This is a narrow cord that has an identification number written on it. When anglers catch a fish with one of these tags, they're asked to send it in to the Idaho Department of Fish and Game. In return, they receive a $10 reward.
They're still there. They all look happy.
Lake trout are a cold, clean water fish. They require temperatures in the 40-degree range year-round. This deep mountain lake seems to provide everything these fish need, including a healthy kokanee population to prey upon.
That one's 21 pounds. Okay, we're just weighing and measuring all these fish, and then we're putting a reward tag in. We're going to tag these fish so we can tell how many of these fish get caught each year. And when we get tags back, it helps us a whole bunch to evaluate what's going on with the population so that we don't lose these kind of fish in this lake.
Occasionally, Paul will remove some scales from the side of a fish. Back in the office, he lays them on a slide and then magnifies it on a microfiche reader. The scales look like a large fingerprint. Each dark ring represents a year of growth. In this manner, Paul can correlate age to the fish's measurements and determine its growth rate.
A 24-inch fish from what we've aged is approximately 6 to 8 years old. And some preliminary work we've done looks like they grow about an inch a year after that. So if you get a 34-inch fish, that fish is 18 to 20 years old. That's what people are after right there.
She weighs in at 10,250 grams. That's about 22 pounds. And measures 908 millimeters, which translates into over 36 inches. So we can conclude from Paul's research that this big lake trout has been swimming around Payette Lake for at least 20 years.
Okay, she's ready to go back.
These aren't the first lake trout to receive the bright spaghetti tag. A similar study was conducted at Payette Lake in 1988 to determine what percentage of the population was being harvested each year.
After we compared the population structure from 1988 to 94-95, we saw a pretty significant shift in the size structure of the population. A lot fewer large fish and more smaller fish.
Paul speculates that the few fish being harvested are the bigger fish, and this is triggering the population change.
So what we want to do is to have a stricter regulation. Right now they can catch 6 fish, any size fish. What we'd like to do is go with 1 fish, and it would have to be over 36 inches to keep, which is about a 20-pound fish. Real nice fish.
Real surveys of lake trout fishermen show that 90% of anglers are strongly in favor of this protection for the big fish. So how does one go about catching one of these hogs? Paul's brother Alan and nephew Joel are visiting from northern Wisconsin. And as we start out, we're already hearing the classic line from our host, "You should have been here yesterday."
Yesterday we caught, how many? 5?
What'd that feel like catching?
Oh, they were fun. Fight. Some were 6 pounds was the smallest, and a little over 10 was the largest.
Alan and Joel troll for the fish using a simple 3-way swivel, dragging their lure along the bottom. They released yesterday's catch, so those fish are out there somewhere, waiting to be caught again.
Yeah, that kind of preserves your resource here. You don't really need that much food in the freezer anyway. It's a lot more fun just to, if you really need fish, take one home. There's a lot of meat on them, so one will last you a long time. Let the others go and come back again for another day of good fishing.